Welcome back to the CEVO LG Pro League with yours truly, Metuz. Joined alongside me, it's going to be Rizc once more, and we are delving into map number 2 between Na'Vi and Penta Sports. If you just joined us, map 1 went 16-7 in the end on Mirage to Na'Vi. And remember, this is last day of the tournament, and they have a chance at qualifying themselves potentially for the LAN at the end of July. So these are huge games, Rizc, and they started that first map off very confidently indeed.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good so far, Na'Vi, to get in that 4th place that potentially maybe will guarantee them a spot at the LAN finals. Still unclear, there has been no official ruling, but that seems to be the rumors so far. So Na'Vi, of course, battling to win all the games that they can here in the end to prove that they are the best team apart from the ones already qualified.
Yeah, and their stats so far have not been too fantastic. 3 wins, 3 losses, 3 ties. It's not the kind of stat line that we're expecting to see from a team like Na'Vi.
No.
They have had a few rough performances here and there, but certainly settling themselves on Mirage. And now, of course, because this is overpass, their choice of map, Penta Sports got to choose which side they wanted to be, and they, not surprisingly, decided to go for CT. It definitely is a CT-sided map, this one. What kind of scoreline would you be happy with from a CT perspective going into second half?
That kind of depends on the team. Penta on this side, I would actually, as we see the first frag coming up for Tabs, and I would say pretty much everything that is a win. So 8 rounds is going to be great for them because they are playing against Na'Vi and they need a big amount of luck and also a big amount of rounds on this first side. So yeah, I think 8 rounds is doable, but yeah, it's going to be hard. It's against Na'Vi. Right now, it looks pretty good for them. Looks like they got this pistol as Guardian is in a 1v3. Did not pick up the bomb with that jump. And he sees the head as well. I think, or maybe he doesn't. But he knows the position now. 8 seconds to go. Has to get that bomb down. He's going to go for the frags. And that's not going to be good for him.
Awkward. That kicked off beautifully by Tabson, who got 3 kills in quick succession from boost spot. All with USP single tap headshots. Beautiful, beautiful play. And Penta Sports, just what they needed. Settle themselves a tiny bit. So you can see Tabson 3 kills, 1 assist in that round. Na'Vi with the expected force by 4 Tech 9s with a Deagle and Kevlar. So if they did decide to rush for B, which is what a lot of Tech 9 rushes will do, I feel they'd have a good chance. But in actual fact, they're going through Connector and A. So playing this one a tiny bit slower, but they've already got so much information through Connector. They are going to join forces going towards A now. And already the gunfire is rattling out. Stavros gets the first kill onto C's. Zeus has been dropped down to 28 HP as well, so the early signs are very good for Penta. All they have to do is just wait, and this round should be theirs.
Let's see if they can wait and hold the ankles. That's going to be the important part. And actually, all of the CTs coming in through short, no one is coming through long, and they might have an idea. 1 player at bank as well for the CC's. 4 players on this B bomb on this A bomb side right now, so it's definitely looking rough. Guardian somehow getting a kill with the Deagle, but it doesn't really matter because the rest of the team has been shut down. Guardian all alone, 100 HP to go, but still, it's not gonna happen for him. He can maybe sneak in and get a kill with a Deagle, but that's just denying 1 weapon. That's all you can really do in this round.
Nice by Thompson again. 4 frags this time. Got an ace on Mirage. He is a guy that has been stepping up to the plate. And I feel the 2 players that are going to have to perform here on Overpass if Penta are to become victorious are Tabson and also Crystal. If Crystal can start getting some AWP shots off, they have every chance of potentially taking Overpass. But, I mean, no, again, I don't want to get on his back too much. I don't think it's unfair, though, to say that he's not had a great day today so far.
No. Crystal is one of these players that, well, he can just explode at certain games. I still remember his breakout event back in CSS, back at Copenhagen Games 2012, where he came out of nothing and just played up against some of the best players in the world back then. So he has the potential of surprising everyone, and this game he has not been surprising. Actually, he's been on the other hand. I thought he was going to play well, but has not really shined or had any top rounds here, as we see Na'Vi just losing this eco. Actually, they're going to get 2 frags now, so not too bad of an eco for them, but still a loss.
Yep, still a loss, but not too shabby. Taking 2 weapons away. Probably 4, 5, maybe even $6,000 away from CT, so it's definitely going to leave a bit of a sting, a bit of a sour taste in the mouth of the Germans. And now Na'Vi going to be buying themselves up for the first time with assault rifles here on Overpass. So the first test has been passed by Penta, but here comes the next one. Na'Vi have enough smokes to make this round interesting as well with the Molotov. We've seen so far they've opted to go through connector through onto A, and it seems to be what they're going for. Again, that flashbang was beautifully done there from Penta, I believe it was. Yeah. Throwing it over, locked down 3 players. They could not move. So that's going to slow down the assault a tiny bit more from Na'Vi, but now they're making ground anyway. Up onto balloons is Edward. Rest of his team on playground behind him, moving towards long. The bomb is there as well on Zeus. But the CT is stacking 4 players on B. This could get bad really quickly if Na'Vi push fast.
Yeah, and Na'Vi are one of these teams that are quick to figure out and sniff out if there's a stack on one side. Struck's picking up the first one, and not quite sure what C saw there, but he could have seen something. One player now rotating onto A, so they're going to have that 3-2 split. And actually a second player rotating onto A now from Penta. So if Na'Vi had moved 30 seconds earlier, then they could have had the site with no trouble, really. But now it's going to be a tough scenario with one player coming in at bank as well. So they're going to have 3 players on that A-bomb side. Good read. Oh, wow, good shot from Flamey, just going to that pre-fire position. They know there's always one in that corner. They know there's always one at bank, so it's going to be hard for Penta to hold this one. Bomb has already gone down, but tabseN comes in, the hero so far for Penta Sports with the M4 in hand. Pop Flash goes in, and he goes down to Flamey.
Should be all she wrote now for Penta, surely. They're going for the defuse. Need to shoot through the smoke. Crispy very nearly gets it for himself, but instead, Na'Vi get their first round on the board. And the game was called as well there from Penta. Remember, Penta got the first frag. It was Seized who was lurking onto B, and this is something he does a lot on Overpass. So you saw as soon as they picked up that frag, they didn't respect the potential B push. They instantly drew 2 players back to A and stacked it, and still lost the round. They made all the right calls, but then their execution and their aim duels were just way off. And that's been the main problem today, honestly, for Penta.
Yeah, that's the difference between Penta and Na'Vi, because even if Penta makes the correct choices, the individual quality of the players is just better on Na'Vi's side. tabseN is having a huge game, but it doesn't really matter if just one player has a huge game. The whole team has to step up, and this is what's happening right now. They're going to get the round, but still, Na'Vi constantly have this potential of winning rounds, because if you look at the scoreboard, tabseN sitting on 11-2. Struxy's doing okay, but Crispy has not picked up a frag yet. So this is pretty much tabseN and then a little bit of help from Strux. He's doing everything on this team right now.
That's exactly it. I can't really add anything to that. The thing is that tabseN, as well as he's playing, the other team members need to be inspired. They need to be like, this guy is crazy. We have a fantastic player on our side. Let's get behind him. Let's carry this to victory. We've had a really bad performance today in the last 3 maps. Let's at least get 1 map today. Let's cause an upset against Na'Vi. And these are the kind of games that if you win, people start talking about your team. People start giving the praise to individual players. So they need someone else to step up desperately, because tabseN, as good as he's playing, if he gets taken out, that's like 90% of their killing potential off the table. He's going to get pushed here, by the way, I think. Oh, the Molotov comes out. He should be safe just for a little while longer. Here comes the tease, though, in quick retaliation. Zeus goes by himself and gets the kill. Stavey missed so many bullets there, and that cost tabseN his life. Is it going to come back to haunt the CTs? It doesn't look likely, but still, 2 kills on an eco round. And I'm getting a bit of nightmares from what I just witnessed there. tabseN will be so sad. He should not have died.
He got sold out by his teammate there, and actually 2 kills, very close to a third one, with the third player only being on 2 HP on the Penta Sports side. So Na'Vi close to having a great eco, but we still have to remember 5 rounds from Penta, only 1 round for Na'Vi, even though this is early. These are good signs from Penta on the map that is Na'Vi's map choice.
Yeah, and Na'Vi on T side, which a lot of people respect them a great deal for and fear them. So this is a great start from Penta. But my issue comes at the business end of this map. When it gets the nitty gritty, is tabseN going to be able to carry all other 4 players, I should say? That's the question that's on the back of my mind. I'm sure it isn't him. 2 players stacked on long. Guardian jumps up. He does get vital information. But the fact that Crispy has chimed in for his 3rd kill of the game now, elsewhere on the map, means that information is pretty much nullified. It's not important because Na'Vi can't do anything to exploit what they've just heard. So they're still way back around playground with the bomb, and this is looking like it could be 6-1. This is a great start for Penta.
This is exactly what Penta needs. And Strux almost getting that frag, but actually also a player that has been doing fairly well here in the beginning of this one is Strux. He's actually on 10 already, so laying just up there together with Taps and in the top fragging position. So good job by him. Flamey and C's now in a 2v4. C's getting one, but Molotov forcing Flamey back. Smoke being put down, and all the CTs are rotating now. Both terrorist players have been spotted, but Crystal with the frag, and now it's all on Seized. Seized knows kind of where Crystal is, and the rest he can hear them rotating. Good shot, good second. Oh no, he's gonna get it! Wow, Seized 1v3 gets a 4K in that round, and that was not supposed to happen. Holy hell. Seized with a monster of a round.
With 7 HP as well, Risk. 7 HP.
That was
He
just
clutches
stupid.
the round. And we were just bigging up Penta, right? We were saying they're 6-1 ahead. Surely this is a great start. They've nearly equaled the grand total of rounds they got on Mirage. And then they let a 1v3 go. In fact, that was a 2v4 on stage. They had everything going in their favor, and they threw it away. So you can take all that momentum and you can flush it down the train, because now Na'Vi are in a great place. They're going to be feeling the adrenaline. They're going to be feeling great. Seized in particular is probably feel like he's 10 foot tall at this point.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's a horrific round for Penta to lose.
And also, the money wasn't too good on Penta because Taps are now forced into a P250. Guardian is able to buy an AWP, but not having any flashbangs. So this is that was not a good round to lose for Penta, definitely, with that 1v3 clutch. But money-wise, the round also make a big difference, since they are forced to eco if they lose this one, Penta.
It almost goes back to what we were talking about before when I said when it gets to the business end, when it gets to the tense, stressful rounds, are Penta going to be able to hold up? Well, the answer is no right now. Now is a round they really shouldn't be losing. Now Na'Vi bouncing back into this one, the 8th round, 35 seconds to play with. No huge surprise there. This is their strat on T. It's to play slow, push in when there's only a few seconds remaining, and Seized with the entry onto A. Stavi has fallen down. Stavros is no more. He is silenced. He's in a good position, and he has been playing well. 20 seconds, but the bomb's been planted. He goes for the spray down, misses everything. Now Crystal and Crispy are like, oh god, well, there's nothing for us on that site. Let's just save our FAMASs and our Kevlar. So it's 5-3 now.
Yeah, and this is turning into a big problem because Navi's economy is going to be so good after like 5 players surviving, and they're going to have the AWP on Guardian as well. So Navi is going to have the full buy next round. They're going to have all the flashes, all the nades they need. Actually, might lose one player here and maybe a second one in Seized, but still, nonetheless, they're going to have the perfect setup while Penta, they're going to be on these two guys and the flashes and nades they have, and the rest of the team not going to be looking too hot. Maybe they can force some 5-7s, but let's see here. What's the money looking like? Yeah, 1,900, 2,000. So definitely some money for some 5-7s or some flashbangs, but it's going to be nothing more than that.
Just goes to show once again how fickle Counter-Strike truly is. Just when you think a team is going to take the game by the horns and steer it home, the other one just bounces back. And RV, a few moments ago, they looked like they were struggling very, very much on the T side, but now it's looking good for them. One of those FAMASs is going to come good from Crystal. There's the other one. Both saved weapons just proving to be massive, but Crystal has felt the force of Guardian's AWP, and he gets put down for now. This is still going to be a rough round for Na'Vi, losing those first 2 casualties of war. And look at this as well from the CTs. 2 players stacked in connector. They're going to find Seized. He opens up with 1, looking for the second kill as well in there with the bomb in his hands. And he gets picked off while throwing the smoke. Very nicely played. That was all timing really from Crispy. And with the AK and the bomb, that's going to do the world of good for the CTs, who can now move in. The problem is, Steven needs to be very careful. If he pushes in through short, he could get picked off from Guardian's AWP.
Flamey now coming in with the M4. Oh, is he going to turn his back to Tapson at the wrong time? Yes, he is, but Tapson missing a bunch of shots. What? The nade not even going to finish Flamey, and they just, well, pretty much almost lost this round, but luckily Crispy takes down Flamey. Now it's all on Guardian. Guardian with the AWP. He's going to come in close range. This is pretty much not doable. Yeah, he goes down, and great round from Crispy. But Crispy, the only one on the Penta team playing decently in that one. Taps and missing 3 easy clicks not hitting. Well, he hit one, but he didn't hit it straight in the head. So I was baffled. Tabson should have had that one on lockdown like 99 times out of 100.
Yeah, especially considering how well he's been playing so far.
Yeah.
He's been the guy that you would bet your house on picking up that frag, and, well, it just slipped through his fingers, so that was a bit awkward, a bit embarrassing maybe for him, but regardless, I suppose his team did win, lost a lot of weapons in the process, but remember, that was actually a couple for masses with like a force buy afterwards. So it was a great round for Penta, all things considered. It finished a bit slow, but it started very well. So now they're on an AWP, and it's Na'Vi's turn to have a weak weapon in the hands of Zeus with a Tech 9. But again, it seems to be the force buy that's paying out and getting the rewards. Tabson from behind. Tabson looking for a second. Switches to his pistol. Doesn't connect it. And Zeus, the aforementioned Tech 9, reigning supreme. He will be able to get his hands on a weapon. He is very low. But Na'Vi still have a chance in this round, especially as Zeus, with the 4 HP, picks off the head of Crispy. And remember, it was Seized who had 7 HP that pulled off that 1v3 clutch. So it simply doesn't matter if your aim's on point. And now the T's pushing towards A with the bomb.
Let's see here. Edward is carrying the bomb from long, and they have a player coming in from short as well. So this should be doable. One player in bank from those CTs, and the other guy on the complete opposite bomb side. So it's going to be a 2-on-1 on that A bomb side. Actually, might be even a 3-on-1 as the last player. Zeus rotating in as well. And Struck's in a tough position. Technically, they can get the bomb down without him really spotting it. He'll of course hear it, but they're going to get the bomb down. And that's a 3v2 scenario where they have to retake it, the CTs. And this is going to be so rough. They know the positions of one of the players and can assume the remaining two. But with Edward killing off Strux, then this is mission impossible for Stavi. 1v3. Not gonna get it. So there we go. Na'Vi getting their 4th round here in the second map, the overpass.
You know, starting to rack up the rounds. In the last 4, they've won 3 of them. So it has been a game of 2 quarters thus far, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
First one certainly going in the way of Penta. They were winning 5-1 just a few moments ago, and now suddenly 6-4. And Penta on an eco. CZ and P250s across the board. Of course, these weapons at close range can do incredible work. Tabson with his P250, I mean, he's ridiculous with this weapon. But look at this push from Na'Vi. This is ballsy. This is very, very confident play. They're going straight in. They realize the economy must be weak. Crystal gets picked off courtesy of Flamey. And there is the bomb plant going down. And, well, in the space of 10 seconds, this round already slipping out the hands of the Germans.
Yeah. Not looking too good for Penta, despite having 6 rounds already. But Zeus, that 5-7 would be the guy to go for. He will get down to 21 HP. That could be a start for Penta, but they have no kit, so they're pretty much just trying to get weapons off of these terrorists. But it doesn't really matter if they get Zeus down, because Zeus did not have a weapon. Finally, Crispy lands 1. So 1 AK down. And, well, of course, that's decent, but still, it's not really perfect for Penta. Of course, hope for more there. Na'Vi getting the bomb plant. Zeus still having money to buy here, so the economy's looking fine. And now on the 5 rounds compared to the 6. And as we also know, CT side a bit stronger here on overpass, so Na'Vi are probably fine. Penta needs to lock a few more rounds down here in the CT side. As I said, 9 rounds would be... that's what I think they need. To come out of this with some kind of chance, and right now they're only on 6, so tough situation.
Yeah, Na'Vi will definitely be the happier of these sides right now, and the pressure and the stress will be on the shoulders of Penta as a result. This is a huge game, of course, for Na'Vi, but so far so good. In this round, the 12th, they have got first blood. It was Crystal falling down. There is Zeus, though. He gets picked off by Strux. But the frags are now raining in for the Ukrainians. Guardian with a nice little shot onto Tabson. And Crispy, well, I'd love to see him pull this off from a neutral's perspective. But do I think it's going to happen? No. I simply do not see this happening for him. He's got full grenades, but he's got no defuse kit. And I don't think it's even going to come down to defuse scenario. He's got to get kills. He's being flanked from behind of Guardian, who's moving up with the AWP so slowly. Edward, everybody's checking position, but nobody looks behind them. And Crispy, he's got the 2 kills, but he's got them cleanly. Gets a 3rd as well. Are we going to see another sick clutch? Guardian is the last remaining player, and Crispy pulls it off. perfect positioning, 1v4 clutch, and Penta have their 7th round.
Baffled. I'm totally baffled by that. That should not have happened, but Crispy just coming up incredibly huge in that round for his team. And that's really like a world to difference. Like, oh, that was so sick by Crispy. And such a big difference because now they can do some kind of a force buy. They have the AWP and Crystal. Of course, Tabson is going to be on that max 7, but Flamey, on the other hand, only on a tech 9, so it's all fair. And they got 7 rounds now. They're 1 round away from winning this half. So, yeah, Penta, Crispy breathing life into his team.
It's the inspiration that I was talking about is, you know, Tabson started so well, but he started to take his foot off the gas somewhat. Maybe that is going to spur them back on again. Maybe that is going to be the moment where Penta take this game. They take the previous mistakes, the previous poor performances, and turn it round. It's looking good for them. They're getting the kills. They're getting the better hand of these trades. Flamey has an AWP, though. They need to be careful. They need to respect his prowess with the weapon. But Seized is very low. The saving grace for Na'Vi is they have the bomb in the hands of Flamey. So it's not in some horrible position off on the site. We've already seen that player advantages don't always mean a great deal. Here comes Flamey. There is a very real chance he could get shot from his side. That is going to be Crispy once more. This time, though, he's not going to connect the dots. Gets no kills for his trouble. And Na'Vi are looking like they're going to win this round. Not if Crystal has something to say about it. He's coming down with the AWP. Sees the first player, but what a shot. In the forehead. 7-6 now. And all that individual brilliance from Crispy is pretty much fallen by the wayside.
Yeah, now the money's not looking good for Penta. Probably going to have an eco here while Na'Vi going to buy fully up, so tying it up 7-7 surely before we move into the last round of this half. So Na'Vi, but despite being on the weaker side here in Overpass, might actually get the half win here. So that's quite impressive from them, and also they're probably going to have a big run on that CT side. I can only imagine that. Guardian trying to go for the AWP pick, but no one is really going to challenge him. And that's something that Penta have done quite well, same as they did against Mousesports. They have not challenged Guardian. They know it's a battle they cannot win, so instead they try to challenge the other players and play different scenarios in different positions. So that's at least something that they have found out during these games here, that how to play against a team with a star AWPer. I have to give them that.
Yeah, playing to their strengths, trying to play to a position where they can feasibly win. I definitely agree. I respect that mentality. The issue is, though, that even though they're not challenging Guardian, they're still losing rounds. Oh my goodness, he's jumping off the diving board there. He got some serious air. Crispy gets the second. And maybe, just maybe, we're going to see this man lead by example once more. He's going through first. You can see in his movement that he's got some newfound confidence coursing through his veins. He's just checking every corner. He's out first. He's the first to lead his team to battle, but, well, that's a mistake against Guardian because he just had his head took clean off his shoulders, used with the next kill. And Crystal lights out for you, 7-7. And I feel that even if Penta win this round, it's still not enough. 8-7 is not a fantastic CT side.
Definitely not. I said they needed 9 to have a chance, and that was actually being kind to them. I think they needed more in the CT side to have a winning chance. The chance to make something happen, of course, is decent enough, but if you imagine them getting 9 rounds and then not winning the pistol, then they're also in a deep trouble. So now the possibility is that Na'Vi going to take it at 7, and then Na'Vi also going to win the pistol. So yeah, Penta needs to win this one. They need to win the pistol, or else they're in a terrible scenario.
It's going to go from bad to a whole lot worse for sure. And doesn't Crystal know it? There's a new found aggression in his movement. Crystal, very
nice.
aggressive plays. Nice little double kill there. I like that a lot. The issue is it's too little too late, surely. This is just a drop in the ocean. Where was this aggression 3, 4, 5 rounds ago when Penta had a chance to really open up and maybe get 10-5 sort of territory? Better late than never, I guess, but Guardian nearly!
Guardian. What?
That was such a beautiful shot if he landed the first one properly. I think, did he leg? Did he, like,
he legged him with the first one, but he didn't hit the second. That was what I didn't understand. Of course, he knew he legged him, so he should just pulled out his pistol. But yeah, you can't always know how much damage you do. But Guardian opting for the wrong choice there. Now it's all on Edward, finishing the player off that Guardian hurt. But yeah, he's not going to be able to win this one. The bomb is dropped. The CTs have this one under control. They pretty much have to like run out to him and then just die in stupid ways. in order for them to lose this one. He has to know someone has to be close around here. Oh, he does not see him. So that's pretty much the round, that mistake.
Yeah, you can see as well that Tabson's just holding off. He doesn't want to group up because he knows there's not enough time for Edward to get on the site. So he's just going to wait. And there we go. 8-7 to Penta. Fair enough. They do get more rounds on this half than they did in the entirety of Mirage. But I don't think it's going to make a huge amount of difference. Na'Vi are in just a great, great position now.
So what they need to do now, I'm going to sound like an old record skipping, but they need to win the pistol round, of course. That's the first step in the way, because then they're going to have not just a 1-round lead, but also they're going to have a 4-round lead. And that's the distance they need to have between themselves and Na'Vi, and that's a buffer they need because Na'Vi is a better team on this map as well. So they need to have that 4-round buffer in order, because we know they're going to make mistakes throughout this the second half. So they have to have that 4-round buffer in order to complete this one. Because as you also said earlier, they are struggling when it's getting down to those business end rounds, like where it's really down to the nitty-gritty, where it's 1v1s, 2v1s, 1v2s, all that stuff. That's where they're not really pulling through. So pistol round, very, very important here for Penta.
Yeah, huge, huge importance. I think it comes down to a lot of the difference in experience and playing at the top level and lands and things like that that may be the determining factor in those like 1v1, 2v2 scenarios. But regardless, that's in the past. Let's take it into the present. Na'Vi, now on CT side. Well, they're getting the first kill. Seized just locks down that aim onto Crispy and gets the rewards with the frags. Guardian's taking damage through the smoke. He seems to be spinning around, doesn't know where that's coming from. But meanwhile, the rest of his team is doing the work for him. Edward chimes in with his headshot. And now Stavey and Tabson in almost an impossible scenario. Tabson's very good with pistols, but there was just too many players up against him. Strength in numbers. Stavey with 2 kills. Nicely done. A player directly to his left, which he had no idea about. And Guardian executes him 8-8. And that was a round I feel Penta simply had to win, and it's not happened.
And now what they need to do is, and this is going to sound also a bit boring, but they need to save as much as they can and then just try to buy up as much as they can at the first buyer, and they should not try to go for anything cheeky as they're actually doing here, forcing up. I think their only chance is having a full round against Na'Vi. That's where they have the best chance, not really in these eco runs. And they're going for a scout and 3 full armors, which is what most teams usually do. But when you're faced up against an opponent that's, you know they're better than you. So you know you're going to have to win those. You know you're going to have all those advantages you can get. So this is going to be very hard for Penta. As we still lack in the first frag of this round. Very slow play from both of them.
Yeah, it's slow. I think Penta are hoping that maybe the CT's overstack a site and make some mistakes. But it's Na'Vi, right? Then they're not going to make dumb decisions like that. They're known for their patient play. They're a difficult team to unhinge. And you're seeing now that Penta are just getting wrecked. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. They're lining them up. Guardian again. Probably should have had the 2 kills, but they're still going to finish it off regardless. And well, Na'Vi don't even lose a weapon. So there's no good points I can bring up there. No bomb plant, no kills, nothing for Penta.
That's what I was talking about. Like, investing into a round like this when you know your opponent is better is just throwing money out of, like, just into an endless hole. And of course, you can get money back, so you can eco now, and then you're still gonna have money to buy. But if they saved this one, they would have enough money to buy the whole setup. They would have money to buy potentially an AWP as well. Now they're gonna be on perhaps 4 AKs with not full nade setup and 1 Galil instead of 4 AKs and an op with full nade setups on everyone. So not looking too hot for Penta. Na'Vi right now will take this one with ease since we have 5 Glocks. Nothing bought for Penta, and they're just gonna rush the bomb side. Guardian picking the first one up with the M4 this round. Edward with the Pro 90 just spraying away. Stavi actually picking up 1 frag with his Glock. But I think that's gonna be all she wrote this round. 1 frag coming in, and then 10-8 will be the score line. And now the buy run comes up, and let's have a look at the money. So 5-8 for Crystal. So he's gonna have enough money to buy the op, but it's gonna be the glass cannon setup. Oh, actually, as I say that, it's gonna be the op with armor, but no flashbangs. And that's what I was talking about. If they saved that round before, all of them would have had full nades. Now they have 1 player without any nades at all, 1 player without any flashbangs, 1 player without an actual grenade. That's Crispy, so yeah.
Yep, completely agree. It's not looking good. And Crystal, one of the players that I said would need to step up if Penta are going to indeed take this map. He's 9 and 15. He's bottom ranking for his team. Tabson, who started at one point, he was 11 for 3. He's now 12 for 14. So it goes to show how his fortunes have changed this last little while. It's really been the Crisby show. He has been the standout player. Some of the plays that he's pulled off were just ridiculous. That 1v4, man. Jeez, that was... ugh, sends shivers. But
yeah,
Na'Vi's still... They're in a great position, right? Because even though this is a force buy from Penta, the P90 is no slouch. When it comes to full Kevlar, it can still do crazy damage. They've got an AWP on Guardian. They've got grenades still to play with. They've got diffuse kits. So Penta, they still need to force onto these sites, and that's what they've struggled to do so far.
Yeah, and also they have so much money behind this. They have 3 players above 5k. It's pretty much only Guardian buying the AWP and then Flamey having to upgrade a little bit. But the rest of the team will be able to buy up fully another round. And that's why they're keeping these P90s, because they can afford to take this chance. They have a 2-round lead on the strong side and the economy behind it. So it doesn't really matter if they lose, actually. And they're going to take the chance, and this is where it's paying off. Triple kill almost coming in from Flamey with that P90. Crystal trying his best with the AWP, but it's hard. He actually almost hits his teammate there. And the time is running out. There we go. They're going to win this round despite having 2 P90s and a FAMAS.
The not-so-friendly fire from Crystal!
Through the wall!
He actually tagged up Tabson as well, so
yeah.
Tabson was super... I think Tabson was like, you what, mate? He got tagged on shore. He's like, Crystal, dude, we're on the same team. Yeah. And then he gets picked off. So I said the P90 is still very good at close range, and we saw Flamey... I think it was Flamey on Toxic got 2 kills.
It was.
Ridiculous. And now Penta, I mean, familiar territory, it's Eco.
Yeah, he was close to getting the 3k as well. So good round for Na'Vi. And now they have the full setup, even with an AK on Zeus. You always seem to pick that opposite weapon. When you're on CT, you want to pick the T weapon. When you're on T, you want to pick the CT weapon. Zeus has done that here. And of course, as you said, the eco coming out from Penta. Oh, Guardian actually misses the flick shot. Usually he hits those, but luckily Cease is there to help him out. Now he's going to hold long.
Guardian can land some crazy flick shots. We've seen it so many times in the past. So a bit uncharacteristic for him, but it didn't really matter at the end of the day. It wasn't punished. Penta, it seems to have been their standard strat is to just float around A and to hope to just like have their raw aim come into effect and get kills, but it's just nothing happening for them. They're losing players again. They need some new strat, I think. They need to maybe rush a site, try and do something crazy that Na'Vi aren't expecting, because right now Na'Vi, they're just like a step in front of Penta at all times. It's like they can read their minds.
Definitely. 12-8 will be the scoreline. Another thing that just supports the thesis that you just brought up was, I think it was Stavros, who picked up a deagle and then just constantly tried to challenge Guardians up on long range. And if you jump back and forth, surely if you try that 100 times, you're going to get a sick 1 but the other 99 times Guardian is going to get that frag, and there's just no use of you doing that. You're just going to waste an entire round. More likely to go for a good positioning where you can use that very powerful deagle to get that 1 kill. But yeah, it seems like they're stuck in their old ways here, Penta. And those ways are not helping them win this one. Guardian with very aggressive positioning. But Crystal, very defensively, will counter that.
Well, just Na'Vi, I don't know, man. I don't know how to even analyze this. They're just running into a brick wall over and over again. And it's not giving up. Zeus now on long. Crystal, let's chime in with the kill. This is much better from Penta. And I think this is more down to Na'Vi making mistakes. They've started to push to get information, which is something they haven't done really ever before on this side, on CT, and suddenly they do it. They lose 3 players, and I hope that gives them the kick up the backside where they realize, okay, no, guys, we've got to play this defensive now. We have to play this slow like we were before. That's where we were getting all the rounds. Maybe Flamey's going to pull off a sick 1v3. There's a second. Maybe. Nah, there's Crystal's up. Got 3 kills that round, so maybe he's going to start to burst back into this map as well.
Yeah, that's what they need in order to get back. They're right up behind with 3 rounds. So if Crystal steps up hugely, that's going to definitely help them onto that goal. But it's not just one player. They need the whole team to kind of just take it up 1 notch more, and then they'll be able to challenge Na'Vi. But they have to step up for the entire team, not just one player.
Maybe they're all going to start to take some lead from Crystal's previous round. Maybe this is the moment. I like this from tabseN, playing a bit more aggressive through the smoke.
Yeah.
But no one's home. And even though they've played aggressive there through the short tunnel, it's still not getting onto the site. And Na'Vi is still able to just lock down the site and wait for the T's to push. So I'm talking about aggression, but the problem is you went aggressive to an extent and then you gave up and he jumps up and gets caught. Oh, by Zeus. So unfortunate. Yeah. Nice double
sick by
spray.
Strux.
Very
That was
nice.
important. Very
That was
important.
huge. They did kind of line up for him, but he still has to get the aim on point and get those kills. The bomb is coming in. Need to be careful because Edward's on short as well, and he's in such a good position to strike. If no one tries to stop him, a flashbang lands in his face, however, and he does have to pull himself back. Meanwhile, there's that man Crystal with the AWP snaking his way down connector. This bomb still hasn't been planted, however, so the CTs are just kind of hiding around the site, waiting for that push to come in. They're taking so much damage, Penta. 3 players now being tagged up. Stavi's on 13, Strux on 28. The bomb still hasn't been planted. You can see here that Crispy's pretty much in no man's land. They were desperate to get the opening pick. Seized his side from upper, and that definitely gives them a better chance. Edward, however, who's still on short, has been for the last 20, 30 seconds at least, does chime in for a kill finally, flashes out. That's going to stop him from stopping this bomb plant, but now he moves in with Guardian, who quickly decides against his previous mistake and backs away. And I think this is going to end up being a save for Na'Vi.
Yeah. So Penta's going to get on 10 rounds. Definitely a better showing than the first map here. So 10 to 12. See, the economy of Na'Vi will allow them to buy another round, so no worries. They're going to keep both weapons, so it's not going to be all too bad for them. But Penta seems to have kind of brought this game back. This is 2 rounds in a row they just won. If they can continue this, then, well, maybe they have a chance, but we have to remember, before these 2 rounds, Na'Vi did win 6 rounds in a row. Actually, yeah, 6 rounds in a row. The last round of the first half and then the first 5 here. So they have to break a lot of momentum here. And, whoa, look at this. 5 Molotovs on Penta.
5 mollies. Okay. Let's see where they will run with them. Typically, you would associate Molotovs with B side. There's a lot of close range areas to deal with, like toxic barrels, for example, like the boost spots as well. But the first goes down into connector and tries to force away the CTs from locking that one down. That would also suggest to me that B may be the site of choice here for Penta. Of course, they could change that at any second and just go right up connector back towards A. It's quite a fast rotation period. The issue now is that they're eating a couple grenades for their troubles, and Crystal's been dropped very low. So, I like the idea, but they're going to have to get kills. Edward, so cheekily, just pushes through short. No contention whatsoever from the
flash.
T. And there's a second kill as well, and a third as Guardian comes in with his AWP. The bomb's dropped in a horrible place. On the wrong side of the tunnel as far as Penta are concerned. The pop flash to perfection from Edward. And just like that, Stavey in a 1-on-3. 40 seconds to play with, and I think he's about to die from seized. Yes, he is.
That was such a great hold, and it was all due to 2 pop flashes coming in from the CTs onto that monster tunnel where the terrorists tried to come through. First one came in, then Guardian picked up a frag, and another player, I can't really remember who it was, picked up a frag, so they got that 2 kills straight in. And then the second pop flash comes in, and they finish it off. So that was just perfect from Na'Vi, showing that they can use these quick flashbangs to get control over areas that aren't usually controlled by the CTs. That was just awesome by them. 13 rounds now, tied to their name, and 4 spy from Penta. And this is pretty much for the game here, because Na'Vi going to be in 14, and the money, well, actually not really a 4 spy. Crispy just having so much money to spend, so I was a bit too quick there. They're actually going to be able to buy next one anyway. But Crispy just having so much money, so to even it out, he actually buys up in this round as well.
Thing is, though, your point isn't completely off, though, because this is getting towards Na'Vi winning the game. So Penta are still running out of rounds, regardless of whether they can buy up the next one or not. This would be 14-10, then Na'Vi are basically just a couple rounds away from winning. So, wow, Penta, what have you got in the locker? What have you got to play with? Crystal through short, there's Flamey. Crispy does answer back with an AK. That's a pretty important kill as well.
But Na'Vi has read the fake. They know where the push is coming. They're even rotating one man, so there's going to be 3 guys on that A bomb side, and that's where the push is coming. So they should be able to hold this against 3 pistols. Guardian on the back of this side. Guardian is not going to die to this. And Guardian, oh, close to hitting that. And as I say, he's not going to die. Well, he is not, but his teammates are. Tabsen and Strux both getting a frag. He's trying to bang through the box, but I don't think you can do that.
He's hoping for it. And they do, well, there's Flaming. I was about to say, they do have a good position here, Na'Vi, to push in together. And that's up until the point where Flaming pulled the trigger. And look at that as well on Na'Vi's scoreboard. I just bring this up. 4 players on 20 kills. They're sharing this so well between the 5 of them. Zeus often is towards the bottom, of course. No huge surprises there. But Penta, on the flip side, Crispy's 20, Strux and Tabson around 16, 17. And then Crystal's down at 13. And then Stavi's on 9 for 21. This is a guy who's been performing fairly decently in other maps, and he's had a bit of a shocker now.
So 14 to 10. This is probably the round where it's decided because the buy is real for Penta. They don't have much money if they lose this one, and if they lose it, Na'Vi is going to be on map and match point for this 2-0 victory here. So yeah, Penta not looking too hot. Tabson trying to wall bang, but not going to happen. Strux already taking some damage and could actually have gone down there. He goes down to Flamey, and that's not Strux, that's Crispy going down. So they have locked that monster tunnel down. So one of the entries onto B is now fully secure. They have to lock down this one as well, and that's Guardian taking down Strux. This is looking like the beginning of the end.
Yeah, you can almost hear the final nails been put into the coffin. Edward, when they killed Edward, looking for a second and a third. No Crystal's there to answer back, but I feel like the chances of him clutching this are between slim and none. 40 seconds, and he has the bomb in his hands, but they know exactly where he is. He's being forced down from C's. He should get the upper hand, gets that frag. Will go for the second one. Can he pull off a Crispy? No, he can't. Flamey puts a bullet between his eyes. And now Na'Vi 15 to 10 up. And it's shocking economy. So yeah, that pretty much was a 2-for-1 round, I feel.
Yeah. Definitely. Great rounds here by Na'Vi. Great matches from them so far. Good 2-0 if they finish this last one. But they have another game, arguably against a weaker opponent. So Na'Vi definitely looking strong, looking like they're going to take this 4th place in the league. That's maybe going to guarantee them a spot at the LAN finals here for the CEVO MLG Pro League.
It's looking likely. Again, it's rumors. Nothing. It's speculation. Nothing's been made official just yet. Yeah. But Na'Vi, of course, you don't want to take chances. You still want to go in for those wins, and it's all about pride as well. So they are looking to perform very well. Much better than the last time I casted them a couple of days ago, which was after the Star Series LAN. LAN fatigue, I believe, was in play there. They didn't perform very well at all. This is much more back to basics. Another day at the office for Na'Vi. Guardian with yet another AWP headshot. And Penta are not too long for this wall, I've got to feel. They do answer back with a pretty nice frag from Crispy, who has been the pick of the Penta Sports guys on Overpass. He's been dropped, however, from Zeus. His aim was a tiny bit too high. And it's all on Crystal. Hasn't had the greatest day, and he's been put down. Na'Vi take it 2-0 in convincing fashion. 16-10, 16-7. And surely they're just the best of 2 away from potentially locking themselves in at the LAN.
Yeah, a good performance from Na'Vi. Penta, sadly not a good day at the office for them, losing both of these games here against Mouse Sports and against Na'Vi. But then again, they weren't relegated. They're not qualified for LAN, but still not a good performance pride-wise, and also the fans probably not as happy with these results. But yeah, Na'Vi having a good performance. The question is, can they keep it up against Publiclir.se?
I would think they do. My gut's telling me I would, well, not just my gut, but my head's telling me from previous results and, you know, the way that Na'Vi have been playing and probably aren't the greatest team in the world, I would expect Na'Vi to win that 2-0 as well. I think that could even be more, I'm not necessarily going to say more of a stomp, because I don't feel that Na'Vi stomped Penta. They were just very confident. But I feel like Na'Vi should be winning 16-10 sort of scoreline against Publiclir as well.
Yeah, definitely. That is going to be the last game of tonight. That's going to be coming up very soon here on MLG TV at Play CEVO. My name's Rizc, alongside these Metuz, and we're going to go on a short break, and then we're going to be back with the last game of tonight. That's going to be Na'Vi versus the Swedes from Publiclir.se.